too, because 79 doesn't really feel that old, like maybe back when you were a kid and if you lost a grandparent and your grandparent was 79, you're like, oh, that seems pretty old. But for me, being my age now, 79 feels like you still have so much life left. And I think it's harder as my parents get closer to that age. And I go, oh my God. Like Diane Keaton was like 10 years older than my dad. So young. Because I still look at my parents. I'm like, you guys are so young. You have forever. Gucci Rena, thank you for the gifted whispers. Thank you for the 8 months. And my mom, who's very dramatic. That's where I get it from. The last couple times I've talked to my mom, she's been dealing with a meniscus tear, and she's been just not able to do her pickleball and all the things she likes to do. So she's been having to sit a lot. And so she calls me and she's like, yeah, I was thinking about it. And let's see, my dad died at 70 and my mom died at 75. So if I, average it out, but give myself a couple extra years, I probably have like maybe 15 years left. And she just says it so like that. I'm like, Mom, stop. She's like, oh, I'm just kidding. But she's said this to me now 3 times. And I'm like, why do you keep saying this? Why do you keep talking like you've calculated out how long you have left? Classic mom shit. Truly classic mom shit. A college sports legend, Sister Jean, just died at 106. That's incredible. 106. Incredible. So my mom keeps saying this. And then, I don't know. So it's like thinking about that and telling my mom, you got to stop. You got to chill out. And then Diane Keaton dying at 79. And Diane Keaton, there was something about her that always reminded me of my mom. And I think maybe a lot of people felt that way because Diane Keaton was a performer who felt so relatable without being any type of cookie cutter run of the mill actress. Truly a singular talent. No one could ever or ever will be able to replicate Diane Keaton. She really was and I get a text from her at 1:30 in the morning and she's like, so I wasn't strong and brave and I'm at the emergency room. And I was like, okay, I did figure. I mean, honestly, at this point, knowing her, I know that it's a thought that's continuously in her brain. And then it's a spiral. It's a spiral. And I know that because of how crippling that anxiety is, she's not going, she has to just go get confirmation. She has to go get confirmation. Because she can't just tell herself or like someone else tell her that it's going to be okay. You're good. That's your anxiety telling you that all these terrible things are what are going on with you. She's a for real hypochondriac plus has OCD. And so it's a combination that, just produces, it's just it puts her in a constant crushing state of anxiety. It's awful. I can't imagine it. Like I really I don't know. I think it's something where it can be easy to get frustrated at someone when you're like just trying to tell them over and over again, you're going to be okay. It's fine. It's fine. But I think ultimately it's really sad. Like I know how exhausting, I don't know, but I imagine it just must be so exhausting and so debilitating. And it doesn't work to just tell someone in a state like that, struggles with that kind of thing, that um it's not enough to just be like, you're fine, you're good. Doesn't care about logic. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And it temporarily it can work. You can be like, okay, all right, I'm fine. But this has happened a lot of times now. It's happened a lot of times where ultimately she just has to go get that confirmation. And I think it's especially bad right now, is what she was telling me. She's like, this is the worst that it's been since in the last couple years, because she always has the anxiety and all that, but just how extra debilitating it has been lately, just the constant spiral. So is there something that triggers it? I mean, I think that's what has to be figured out, because then her brain is telling her, well, maybe that means that there is something actually wrong with me, because I don't know what triggered this. So maybe it's actually my body. Maybe it is that I'm actually dying. So that's the thing too, because your brain is just producing all of these options, all these different reasons that this could be happening. I have BPD, and permanent anxiety type feelings can really fuck with your physical health. Well, that's the other thing too, is like, you go, okay, I know this is psychosomatic, but it actually it really can affect your physical health, not in the way that you think it is. Not that like, okay, you're dying or that you have cancer or all these other things your brain is producing, but the constant loop or just the heightened state of panic that you're in can physically affect you. So then that only reinforces too. It reinforces this idea that something is seriously wrong. You know how they say stress is bad for your body, right? Even just a normal amounts of stress. You're like, okay, you should try to meditate and calm down, because it really is. It is bad for your bodies. It's like when you're doom scrolling for too long and all you're seeing are horrible things on the internet, and you feel physically bad. Like you feel awful. And it's okay, you need to take a break, go touch some grass, get off the internet, because it can physically affect you. The mental, your deteriorating mental can affect you physically. When you Google your symptoms, yeah, she said there's good and bad to it, because if you Google it, you can go, oh, okay, I don't have that, I'm not dying. But then you can go down then you can find 10 other rabbit holes. Then suddenly you're thinking about things that you've never thought about before. WebMD is the worst thing for somebody with OCD, who's a hypochondriac. If you have an anxiety disorder, WebMD, it can be a nightmare place. It's like the worst thing that you can do. I'm realizing I maybe need to stop Googling symptoms in myself and my pets. Yeah, because you Google something and then suddenly you're like, oh my God, I have this thing that I didn't even know was a thing. I didn't even know this existed. But I ended up here because I started Googling on the internet. And now I'm diagnosing myself with, and now I have like a day to live. So stay away from WebMD. Just in general, I think. Stay away. So in conclusion, I had a really great time. I hope Cutie managed to have a little bit of fun. I guess not many people can say I went to see Chapel. I went to see Chapel, and then I went to the ER afterwards. Just another Friday night. It's like, yep, went to Chapel, then I went to the emergency room, and it's all good. It's all good. Errol, thank you for the 37 months. Deanie, thank you for the bits. It was a memorable night. Yeah. Okay. All right. So would love to see her again. Absolutely would love to see her Chapel again. If I have the opportunity to. It was she's just great. I love her so much. Speaking of the gays.
From the very beginning, it was Gael that we chose.
Wait, what is this from? Oh, Lav Diaz reveals him, Albert Serra, and Joaquim Sapinho talk about Gail for the role of Magellan during sex.
Sex kami ni Joaquim Sapinho at saka ni Albert Serra. Napag-usapan namin na si Gail lang ang Magellan.
Well, I'm not sure.
We were having
Can you
sex.
tell me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. When we were having sex, the producers, Albert Serra, etc. in...
Albert Serra and Joaquim Sapinho.
Joaquim Sapinho in Barcelona, was it? We already talked about Gael.
Somewhere in Europe.
Yes, somewhere in Europe.
Pag-usapin na namin na si Gail lang ang pwedeng Magellan.
You know what? Honestly, shout out to translators.
That was an accurate translation.
I like that the translator went,
I wasn't sure I heard right. Apparently I did.
Gail lang ang Magellan. Mula sa umpisa si Gail lang ang pinili namin.
From the very beginning, it was really Gael that we chose.
the funniest part is that Lav speaks perfect English. I like that he speaks English, but he made his translator translate that line. It's pretty iconic. All right, y'all. So here is the plan for tonight. I talked about the Chapel Roan concert. Cutie Cinderella made it through. Check that off the list. We are going to discuss Diane Keaton next. And then after that, we've got some Little Nightmares 3, which I'm very excited for. So today was a day that we lost yet another icon, cinema icon of the 70s. We've just been losing a lot of the greats, you know, a lot of the people who came up in the new Hollywood era of the 70s. And every single time I see this news like this, I go, you know, if there's a God out there and they need to, someone's got to die. They're like, okay, sorry. Oh, it's about that. Yep, we got to take somebody. I've got a whole list for you. If someone needs to die, if you got to take someone, there are so many other options. There are so many other options who people would not be devastated to see the announcement of their passing. And anyway, it was the first thing I saw when I woke up. I woke up this morning. I opened Twitter. The first thing I saw was Diane Keaton dead at 79. And I genuinely gasped. I went, and I turned to Will and I went, oh my God, Diane Keaton died. And he also was in shock. And I think the reason that a lot of people have, couple reasons that a lot of people have felt that this is very jarring. It seemed to come out of nowhere, truly nowhere. Diane Keaton, to my understanding, was just on Graham Norton 2 weeks ago. And she looked fabulous. She was having a drink. She was talking about upcoming projects. there was nothing that indicated, and again, you never know what's happening in someone's private life, which is why we never like to assume. If you see a celebrity who's lost a lot of weight, don't be like, oh, eating disorder much, because they might have cancer and then they might die from that. And then we still never learn our lessons. But you know, it's you never know what's happening in someone's private life, whether it's a celebrity or just normal person. But I think to watch Hayley Williams perform True Believer, yeah, she's amazing. I would die for her. Okay, so to just wrap up the Chapel Roan concert recap, she was so good. I love how gay the show felt too. It was like the real gay vibes. I mean, she's got her all female band. But like when she was singing Picture Me, she takes out a blonde wig and puts it on the microphone stand. So she has this long blonde wig that she puts on the microphone stand that she sang the song Picture Me to, which was like equal parts comical, but also very moving. Never would I think I would have felt like emotionally moved by a blonde wig on a microphone stand. So yeah, very Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Yeah. And then just like how she would flirt with all of her band members and just crawling around on stage. And at one point when she was singing, I think maybe it was when she was singing Subway or one of her other songs, and she made a joke of, there was like one guy that she called out. She called out one guy. Who knows if there was a guy or she was just being goofy. And she went, "You're not dancing. Are you not dancing because this is a lesbian song? Is this song too lesbian for you?" She's like, "Shake your fucking ass. Start dancing right now." As a lesbian, seeing such an openly lesbian pop star be so mainstream makes me hopeful. Yeah, and she was so hot. And as I said, you know, gay vibes, but like gay vibes for everybody. Like, let's go lesbians. Let's go lesbians. You know what I'm saying? It was very much the vibe of the show was let's go lesbians, but also let's go lesbians for everybody. You don't have to be gay. You don't have to be gay to just absolutely have the best time here and just be a part of the energy. And I will say I was at the end of the show during Pink Pony Club. That was the final number. That was the final number that she sang. And I looked around at the crowd and there was just a lot of diversity, and there were older people and younger people. There were two older women who were next to me who just had the best time, like so much fun. There were people dressed in drag. There were people dressed in all sorts of things. Like it kind of had a Lady Gaga feel in that way, where it was a show that you can either, you know, dress on theme, like me with my mermaid crown, dress as something that Chapel's dressed as, or just dress up, like have fun. It felt like a mini Pride. I would agree with that. Yes. Or it's just like people just having fun and dressing up and dancing and you know, all that good stuff. Clothes, she did look amazing. I could not stop staring at her. She looked so good. She looked so beautiful, so hot. And so I was looking around the crowd and just how people were so joyous. Just had such a wonderful time. And like there were the grounds people, you know, with the little vests, like making sure like they get the trash and whatnot. They were fully in the crowd, like in the VIP area where we were. They fully just came in and were watching the show and dancing and having a great time. And yeah, it was really fun. And I saw like dads with their daughters, and I saw moms with their sons, and women, you know, groups of middle-aged women, and then groups of teenage girls. And versus going to like a Sabrina Carpenter or an Olivia Rodrigo, where the crowd is kind of, especially Olivia, it's like a lot of young girls and moms who maybe are chaperoning their daughters, or like dads who are chaperoning their daughters. Chapel's older. It's just an older crowd. She is just a very different artist as well. So the vibe of it, because Cutie kept being like, oh my God, we're going to look like such millennials. And I said, well, I'm a proud millennial. Okay, I'm a proud millennial. But no, not at all, because we went there and it wasn't a like, how do you do, fellow kids, the way we felt at Olivia Rodrigo, where it very much so felt, how do you do, fellow kids. There were people, tons of people who were older than us. It was not at all something where I looked around and I went, oh my God, every single person here is a teenage girl. It sounds so amazing. If I could go to concerts, that's the one I'd want to go to. She's awesome. If you have the chance to see her, I think she just also has a lot of great songs, and she doesn't have too much music yet. So she pretty much played all of her songs. It wasn't something where you had to worry that, oh, she's probably not going to play, she's probably not going to play this one or this one. She played all of them. What was your favorite song that she performed? Oh, I mean, Pink Pony is so fun. It's such a vibe. That was the end of the show. I really love Naked in Manhattan. Hot to Go, classic. Barracuda, her cover. My Kink is Karma, so fun. How was getting in and out of the venue? Not bad. I actually could not believe how from when we left the stage to when we got onto, like, we're out of the traffic line. It was like 25 minutes, which is crazy. It was a lot shorter than I thought. It was really smooth. Where was it? So it was at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena, but it wasn't in the stadium because they had set up a whole festival, because it's this special pop-up that she's doing. So she's doing these dates in various cities. So she has a show tonight, another show tonight at the festival set up by the Rose Bowl. But yeah, so it's the Pink Pony Club pop-up shows. As an actual millennial, listening to Chapel feels so liberating because she's someone I wish I could have looked up to growing up. Yeah. She is a proudly gay pop star, like major pop star. I'm late to stream, but I saw Hemlock Springs open for her, two amazing artists in one show. Yeah, they were super fun. A really fun opener. I saw on Twitter her team handed out parasols and water and had cooling stations set up and everything. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so by the time we got there and then left, it was like a 4.5 hour. We were probably there for like a total of 5 hours, which is so funny because, again, did not have any idea that it was going to be a festival setup. And I do want to say too, Cutie made it through. She did it. She conquered those anxieties for the time being, only for Chapel. And then later that night, she went to the emergency room. Because when we got back to her house, and she's like, I'm not going to get a CT scan. I'm strong. I'm brave. I'm okay. I'm just going to chill on the couch. And I was like, okay. Because it was Yvonne's birthday last night. So I'm going to stop by. I'm going to stop by on my way home. Do you want to go? She's like, no, I just need to kind of lay here on the couch. I was like, okay. And then I stop at the party. I get home. be subject. She created her own image, and she was she was just one of a kind. And I know I use this word all the time. But maybe I use it a lot in recent times because we are losing so many of the greats because they're reaching that age, I guess. But Diane Keaton was an icon. She was an icon. We will talk about her. We will talk about her film career. We will talk about her fashion. But it's like we just lost Robert Redford, another icon, another new Hollywood just legend, someone who was also just an indelible talent, had a just incredible sense of style. So having lost Robert Redford and now seeing the news of Diane Keaton, and we really are losing a lot of icons. And I don't think I'm using that word too liberally, because I think looking at all these great artists who came from that 70s era and how now, they're all 80, like around 80 plus, and we're just going to be losing more of them. And so I guess to that I say I will be here to inform you about why they were so iconic and the impact that they had on the film industry and on culture and the lasting legacy that they leave behind. But yeah, so Diane, there were just things about her that always reminded me of my mom. And I remember like seeing her wearing suits because Diane Keaton loved suits. She was a person who was very, she was opposed to dressing in a way that at all felt for the male gaze. And she really was unique in her style. And that played in the characters that she portrayed, including Annie Hall, which we'll talk about. So throughout Diane's career, you could see like how characters she played and the fashion of those characters was pulled from her own life, and just how she was always wearing fits on a carpet, always wearing fits. She was known for her hats, her big hats, her, just tailored suits, big belts. There is a style very much associated with Diane Keaton that goes all the way back to Annie Hall in the 70s. And so my mom is also a person who loves suits. My mom loves dressing. Loves dressing in ways that like would have been deemed masculine, to kind of be rebellious in having a sense of rebellion in your fashion, especially for women. A suit. And Diane used to wear a full suit. She would love the tie, whole thing. For women, that was something that could be used as a way to be, to be a little radical, to be a little rebellious. So Diane, my mother, these are two women who their love of men's fashion and then claiming that for themselves was something that had an effect on me. And I've always loved suits. When I was in high school, I'd wear a suit any chance I could get. And that was directly, so as I said, that was directly influenced from both Diane Keaton and my own mother. But anyway, so Diane's fashion is a big part of her, is a big part of her legacy as well. So, okay, let's just, and then the other thing with Diane too is famously she never got married. And that also was something that felt rebellious and felt like she was going against the expectations and what most other women around her were doing, which was getting married. And she said that she never got married because she just never wanted to be a wife. It was like as simple as that. She ended up adopting 2 kids. So she became a mother, but you know, which is good though, because I think that makes her feel, I think it makes her feel real. Like she just says, she says or she doesn't say, but you know how she's feeling. You know how she's feeling. And so she would pause. There were a couple times that she would pause and you could see her searching for the words. And she'd be like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Just straight up, she'd be like, I don't know. I love the queer community. I love you guys. I love queer people. I'm just going to stop talking because I can't even think of what I want to say. Okay. I'm just going to sing a song. Here you go. Here's coffee. That's how she talked. It's my favorite thing about her. I love it because I also related to that. There are a lot of times on stream where I feel a lot and I feel, okay, I'm gearing up. It's time for, it's speech time. Or like I'm just trying to, all these words are flying through my brain and I want to communicate how I'm feeling and what I believe. And sometimes you just go, fuck ice. That's all. Fuck ice. Love queer people. Free Palestine. I don't know. It's as simple as that. Here's some music. Period. Jay Hearn, thank you for the 35 months. Deanie, thank you for the gifted sub. Natalie, thank you for the 19 months. CVP, thank you for tier 1. Talk about how you feel about Will. I hate that guy so much. I'm just waiting for his downfall. It's coming. The Trish Paytas Beetlejuice casting. What's going on? Euphoria, I went, okay. Beetlejuice? Trish Paytas is going to be on Broadway? Trish Paytas is going to be in Beetlejuice on Broadway, but I guess it's a small... Hello?
Let's go.
I don't know. Wow, Slattern, thank you for the thank you for the 5 gifted. Oh yeah, okay. So she's playing a small role, but it does have the Broadway Reddit community up in arms. They are not thrilled.